Bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum. Bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, bum. Hello, another video for Deadzone, and this time we'll talk about the Asterians. Now, the Asterians themselves are basically Mantic's version of space elves, essentially. But unlike others, they're not psychic, but they are pretty quick. The normal ones, mostly. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they were them people that piloted them fighter ships, but on consoles they weren't actually in the ships. Most of them are kind of like this. They've got mostly robots doing all the work, which is a good thing and a bad thing, as you'll see. So starting with the leaders, starting on page 42, we have the Overseer. 30 points, 3 victory points. Move 1, dash 2, arm 1, size 1. Shoot, fight and survive 5. Tactician 2. Energy Pulse, range 1, knockback. Charge Glove, range F, knockback. Staff of Command, range F, AP 2. And Energy Shields 3. Weapon options is leader, small arms, light, brackets, melee. Recon is 4+, and the splat is wheels within wheels. You may spend an army special result on your command dice to discard any one of your opponent's command dice. This does not count as an action. You may do this a maximum of once per activation. That's pretty good, and that's probably the main thing you'll use the Overseer for. I mean, 30 points, you could give them no rifle. I do feel that's a bit hit and miss because shooting's on 5s. But then again, you've got an AP2 close combat weapon. I mean, what's a light blade? I think a light blade seemed to, yeah. Range F AP2. It's either that or a charge glove, which he's got. So it's probably best just keep him as he is. He's a good support option. He's a bit hit and miss for offensive capabilities like attacking and shooting, that sort of thing. But he's not bad. Next we have the Kalishi Dervish. 22 points, 2 victory points. Move of 2-3. No armour, size 1. Shooting of 5, fighting of 3, survival of 5, tactician 1. Energy bow, which is range 4. And razor flails, which is range F, AP2, frenzy 1. Weapon options, small arms, light, brackets, melee, and Kalishi. And also has the Dance of Death of the Splat, recon of 5+. Yes, the Dance of Death. After the active model performs a fight action, use a army special result on the command dice to allow the model to move as if it had a move command dice played on it, with the exception that the model does not need to make a breakaway test to leave a cube containing an enemy model, maximum once per activation. So basically, once that means after you use a model and it's done a fight, even if it's had to use its turn to fight, use the splat to move out if you want. What you could do then, then again, I suppose some people could say, because it says as if it's had a move command dice used on it, some people might say you can't use a move command dice used on it because it kind of works the same way, but I'd say you could use it. I could see this being used for a lot of other models. Once they've done they could use a fight command dice and then do this, and then if they're good at shooting, shoot them. But it is mainly supposed to be used for other Kaiishi, but I think you've got a lot of options with that one. So next one we have the Cypher Prime. 22 points, 2 victory points. Move 1-2, 1 armour, size 1. No shooting, but fighting 4, and Survivor 5. Tactician 1, Construct, Vulnerable, Toxic 2, Smokescreen. Has a Light Blade, which is range FAP 2, and has energy shields of 4. Weapon options: Small Arms, Light, Brackets, Melee. Recon of 5+. Weapon options are pointless because all you can take really is a Light Blade. It's already got one. No point. Overcharge, is the splat. Spend an army special result at the start of a model's activation. The target model's no rifle, so only works on a model that's got no rifle, nothing else. Gains rapid fire, wait to fire 2 until the end of the activation. That might not seem like much, but considering the ciphers have a shoot of 3+, 2 rerolls become quite deadly. They really do. The problem with the Cypher Prime and later on the Black Talon Prime is they're vulnerable, so one hit and they're down. Good job they got a load of energy shields. So next we have the Marionette Prime. 20 points, 2 victory points. Move of 1-2, arm 0, size 1. Shoot of 4, fight of 6, survive 5. Tactician 1 and Construct. Has no rifle. Weapon options: Small Arms. Could change it out for a Charge Glove, I suppose, but apart from that, nah. Recon of 5+, and the splat is linked. Use an army special result on a command dice when a Marionette Specialist, or Marionette Prime performs a shoot action to allow a second Marionette Prime, or Marionette Specialist within 2 cubes of the first model to also take a free shoot action at the same or another model within range. At the end of activation, both models are marked as activated. So the Cypher Prime's only good when... Sorry, the Marionette Prime's only good when using all the marionettes. It's a cheap leader, at least it gives you Tactician 1, it's not vulnerable, but the stats are a bit all over. You know, if you're doing a marionette heavy army, you can do that. If you're taking a load of marionette specialists with sniper rifles, you've got the option. So lastly, for the leaders, we have the Black Talon Prime. 28 points, 3 victory points. Move of 1-2, arm 1, size 1. Shoot of 3, fight of 4, survive of 5. Tactician 1, Construct, Vulnerable, Glide. Has no pistol, which is range 3. Light Blade, which is range FAP 2, and energy shields 4, and a jump pack. Weapon options: Small Arms, Light, Brackets, Melee. You could switch out the no pistol for a no rifle because shoots on 3s. How much is a no rifle? No rifles, 2 points. Brings a Black Talon Prime up to 30 points. Maybe, I mean, 28. It's vulnerable, which is its main downfall. But you might as well spend them 2 extra points, get the best out of the shooting you can. Recon of 4+, so good recon as well. And the splat is Stealth. Spend an army special result on a model with Cypher or Black Talon in their name, who is the target for shoot action, to give them +1 dice on the survive roll. You may spend more than 1 army special result on the same dice roll, but must declare how many before rolling. Yeah, so useless if you wanted to put Kiyishi in there, and marionettes in there, and drones. I'd say probably have a few Black Talons, and some Cyphers, maybe with missile launchers perhaps. You know, get some specialisation in there, and normal Cyphers. You could just have a load of normal Cyphers, really, to do this with. But I like the Black Talon Prime. It's a good mix of everything. The problem is the vulnerable. That is going to hurt, I feel. But that is all for the leaders. Next we have the troops on page 44. First is the Cypher. 50 points, 2 victory points. Move 1-2. Arm 1, size 1. Shoot of 3, and the fight and survive is a 5. Construct, Vulnerable, Toxic 3, Smokescreen. No rifle, which is range 5, and the weapon options are Small Arms. They're not bad. The toxic smokescreen will really help, but it is vulnerable, which is going to be its major problem. But at least it's got the 1 point of armour, and the toxic smokescreen means at least you've got a smokescreen potentially for the rest of the game if you're lucky rolling. So next we have the Cypher Warden, 12 points, 1 victory point. Mover 1-2, arm 1, size 1. Fight and shoot of 4, survival 5, construct, vulnerable, toxic 3 smokescreen. It has charge glove, which is range F knockback. Has a charge glove, brackets energy pulse, range 1, knockback. Weapon options, small arms, light, brackets melee. There's a little bit of customization here. You could give them light blades, which are expensive. Light blades is 6 points, so that makes them 18 points. You can give them no rifles, which are 2 points. I would honestly change out the range version of the charge glove, give it a no rifle. Yes, it shoots on 4s, but at least you've got the melee of 4+, and it's still a point less than the Cypher, and it's 1 victory point rather than 2. I would go for the Cypher Wardens over the Cyphers any day, because you're dropping a point in shooting, but you're getting a bit better in combat on a 4, which ain't bad, and you're giving away less victory points, and you're costing less points. So you've got options. You have got options. Next we have the Marionette, which is 10 points, 1 victory point. Move 1-2, no armour, size 1. Shooting and survive of 5, fight of 6. It has construct. Range 5 on his no rifle. Weapon options, small arms, light, brackets melee. Just keep them as they is, don't bother giving them anything. You could give them a light blade, but on a fight of 6 you are really just asking to lose the game at that point, in my opinion. That would make them 1 point more than a Cypher or a Kiishi, which in that case you're better off going Kiishi because their combat is as good as a Cypher. So the Kiishi, 15 points, 2 victory points. Move of 2-3, no armour, size 1. Survive and shoot of 5, fight of 3. Energy bow, which is range 4, and glaive, which is range F, AP 1, frenzy 1. Weapon options, Kiish. The only weapon option you can give is a razor flail, which is 8 points, 1 victory point, so that makes them 23 points and 3 victory points. Nah, just stick them as they are. So for the troops, Cypher's good, but I'd pick Cypher Warden because you've got that customization options. Marionettes are a bit more durable in the case of it's not one hit then they're down, but they've got no armour and they survive same, I suppose, but they are cheaper. The Kiishi, really good melee specialist, but you are paying 15 points to have no armour, and their shooting's not great. Cyphers, to me, are the Cyphers have a point to them, but they are expensive. That's my my problem with them. The Marionettes, yes, the stats aren't great, but 10 points, they are pretty cheap. So that's it for the troops. So next we have the specialists on page 45. Starting with the Black Talon, 20 points, 2 victory points. Mover 1-2. Arm 1, size 1. Shooter 3, fighter 5, survivor 5. Construct, vulnerable glide, has no rifle, range 5, 2 energy shields and a jump pack. Weapon options, small arms, brackets, small arms and light, brackets, melee. Give them a energy blade if you want, but fight on 5s if you want. But I'd keep them as they are. I mean, if you give them a light blade, that makes them 26 points, and nah, they're not worth that, I don't think. They've got the energy shields which help, but 20 point guy that's vulnerable. It's the vulnerable that always worries me with the Asterians. well, concerns me. Not always me because I don't play them, but it concerns me because it's kind of their weakness. If your opponent gets a lot of shots in, chances are they will die like flies. But that's just my thing. I wouldn't put them up against the mercenary faction. I don't think that'll work well. So next is the Cypher Specialist. 15 points, 2 Vich points. Mover 1-2, size 1, armor 1. Shooter 3, fight and survive 5. Construct, vulnerable, toxic 3, smokescreen, and hacker. Has a no rifle, which is range 5. Weapon options: light brackets automatic, explosive, heavy brackets lance. So you could take a fission beamer, which is AP 5, range 10, but it's heavy. You could take, what else could you take? You could take a grenade launcher. You could take a force rifle. You could take a light missile launcher, which is AP 2, range 7, so you can still move about with it. Range is pretty good. No, I think that's about it for them. So you do have a fair amount of options, to be fair. I know what I said about the Cypher, but I'd honestly take these as a specialist option because the specialists options you get for the Cypher Specialist ain't bad, especially with grenade launchers. Shoot them over wall on 3s, you probably will hit. Probably about 10% of the time you won't hit, but I think it's not a bad option. It's the vulnerable that still hurts, but I think they're a better option. Marionette Specialist then. 10 points, 1. It's basically the same sort of stats as and abilities as a Marionette, but you've got Hacker. And the weapon options is light, bracket sniper, assault, explosive. So they can take grenade launcher, you can take a light missile launcher, you can take a Philister, you can take a sniper rifle, you can take a I think that's about it really. Yeah, that's about it. Unless you're really taking sniper rifles or the Philister, I just won't bother. Even then, I'd just take them with sniper rifles or just don't bother with them. Next is the Support Drone, which is 9 points, 1 Vich point. Mover 1-2, no armour, size 1. Shooter 5, no fighting, survive of 6. Construct and Beast, hard points 1. So weapon options are platform, brackets camouflage, communications, automatic. So you can take a cloaking device, you can take a comms relay, you can take a twin no rifle if you want. So you've got options, plus the comms relay gives you an extra point to tactician, gives you tactician 1, so if you lead a dice you've at least got that tactician. All apart from the twin no rifles is an extra Vich point. The cloaking device and the comm relay are 8 points. 17 points, 2 Vich points. It's a support drone for a reason. Next we have the weapons drone. 12 points, 1 Vich point. Mover 1-2, no armour, size 2. Shooter 5, survive 6, sorry. Construct, Beast, hard points 1. Weapon options, platform, artillery, explosive, lance, shield. You can take a shield generator, you can take a pulse bombard, you can take a plasma vortex, you can take a vision beamer. It's mainly there to be the heavy weapon of the Asterians, just blast people. Yes, you've got the Cypher Specialist, which carries a lot of heavy stuff, but this really carries the heavy stuff. You've got the Pulse Bombard, which is range 8 in direct 4. You've got the Plasma Vortex, which is range 4, AP 1, frag 5. You've got the Fission Beam, which is range 10, AP 5 heavy. So, again, you have options. And the Shield Generator just gives everyone in the same cube Shield Generator 4, so they've got 4 shields. Really nice. Next we have, all of these other specialists are living legends, which means You can't give them items, you can't swap out the weapons, they just as they are. You can only take one per force, but you can fight the same model. So first up we have Nastanza, 32 points, 3 victory points. Move of 1-2, no armour, size 1. Shoot of 3, fight of 6, 5 of 5. Stealthy and evade, so she's got some mobility and defence capabilities. Sniper rifle, range 14, AP 1, heavy, sniper scope. So she's a really good sniper. And she has 1 energy shield. She might seem a bit heavy for the points cost, but I think she's really good. Shooting on 3s and an energy shield means you are getting a bit of durability, as is the stealth. And evade means if she gets hit, at least she's got a bit of movement before she might be taken out. You know, you've got options. You have got options. Next we have Nim Wrath, 34 points, 3 victory points. Move of 1-2, 1 armour, size 1. Shoot of 4, fight of 6, survive of 5. Tactician 2, and communications relay. No pistol, which is range 3. Charge glove, range F, knockback. Charge glove brackets energy pulse, range 1, knockback. And got 3 energy shields. You only really use Nemreth for the Tactician 2 and Comms Relay. Anything else, nah. So if you've got a leader with Tactician 1, you could back them up with Nemreth. Nemreth seems a bit hit and miss. They're a support character. But really, there are combos you can do where you have more models and it's still cheaper. So I would possibly... I can't see much use for Nemreth myself, but that's just me. Next we have Otasora, which is a Monsudaran, I don't think I've said that right, but you know, which is a giant space sumo lizard. I don't know why it's with the Asterians, but hey ho. So, 28 points, 3 victory points. Move of 1-2, 2 armour, size 2. Shoot of 5, fight of 5, survive of 4. Solid and honourable. Honourable means if someone's in a cube, an enemy in a cube with Otasora, and they want to leave, Otasora won't get a free strike against them because he's honourable. So he's got an iron cannon, which is range 6 AP2, weight fire 1, and bod slam, which is range F knockback. I like Otasora. Solid means it won't get pushed around, suppression won't be an issue, and grenades will possibly mildly annoy him. 2 armour and size 2, that's really going to make a difference in the iron cannon. It's short range, but the AP2 and the weight of fire kind of counter it a bit. I like him, I really do. Next we have Son Hin, 28 points, 3 victory points. Move 2-3, arm 1, size 1. Shoot of 5, fight of 3, survive of 5, companion, which means he always counts as having a friendly in the same cube when doing a fight, so essentially always on 4 dice when doing a fight action. Light glaive, which is range F, AP 1, frenzy 1, and the Asterian warbird, which is range 4, indirect 2. Now, you've got some get arounds with the Asterian warbird. What you could do is use a shoot action to use the Asterian warbird. Reason being you want to do that is the Asterian warbird is indirect, which takes a long action. Once you've done that, you can then do Son Hin's turn as normal. So what you then do is use your full movement is just running in there, because the Asterian warbird is only 1 cube out of range. So you kind of want to keep the indirect in range. Yes, it's only indirect 2, but you want it more for pinning rather than doing damage. 28 points. I think that's pretty good. Son Hin's basically a Uber Keiichi, effectively, and really good. So last of the specialists is Ten Go, 35 points, 4 victory points. Move 1-2, arm 1, size 1. Shoot of 3, fight of 4, survive of 4. Construct, vulnerable, glide, frenzy 2, tactician 1. Has no pistol, which is range 3, singing blade, which is range FAP2, 4 energy shields, and a jump pack. I don't know about Ten I really don't. He's got a shooter 3, but he's only got a no pistol. Frenzy 2, fight on 4s with an AP 2. That's good, that's good. But you might as well take Zone Hind. You've got Tactician 1. But you might as well take a support drone with a comms relay. Or Nemref. Because you're not vulnerable. Yeah, I really can't see the point of Tenor at all. Nah, not for me. So yeah, that's it for the specialists. Next we have the vehicles. There's only one, and it is the Sky Razor. 22 points, 2 victory points. Move of 2, dash 4. Arm 1, size 2. Shoot of 4, fight of 6, survive of 5. Vehicle, flight, evade. Twin no rifles, which is range 5, weight of fire 1. Weapon options, bike, automatic, which is just the twin no rifles, so it's not really got any weapon options. I like them. They're good for harassment options, good for moving about, taking objectives, or for peppering people, hopefully getting them off objectives. They are horrendously bad in combat, as the fight of 6 should suggest, but at 22 points, you know, I don't think they're too bad. They've got the movability, and because they've got flight and evade, they've got the mobility to go essentially where they want. So on that short, the vehicle is on page 47. So yes, that is it for the vehicles. So lastly, or rather on the end, is the weapon options and items on page 48. We have command staff of command, which only the overseer has, so I don't know what's there. You've got the energy bow, which Kalishis can have, which all of them got anyway. The glaive, which all of them got anyway. The razor flails are the only ones they haven't got, which is 8 points, 1 victory point, range F, AP 2, frenzy 1. The only thing you're getting from the razor flails is an extra point in AP, but you are adding on more points and an extra victory point. Probably give it to the leader, but apart from that, nah. Charged glove, we've been over both versions so many times. No pistol, which has got the little asterisk, which means doesn't take up a weapon option, so you get to have the no pistol and someone else. Maybe take the no pistol if you've got a specialist with a weapon that's got heavy on them, or indirect, meaning you get to fire the pistol and maybe next turn use the other weapon as you're close to the target, or in a better position to use the other weapon like a fission beam or something like that. No rifle has been over before. Force rifle, 3 points. Grenade launcher, 8 points, 1 victory point, range 5, indirect 3. Light blade we've been over so many times. Light missile launcher, 8 points, 1 victory point, range 7, AP 2. That's pretty good. Philogista, I'm not going to pronounce that because I really can't. Range 5 points, no victory points, range 2, AP 1, it burns. It's good because it's not got volatile, and the AP 1 and a burns weapon is fantastic. Sniper rifle, 12 points, 1 victory point, range 8, AP 1. Sniper scope, heavy. Yes, it's heavy, that's why you take a no pistol, so at least you've got a bit of shooting option. So that, yes, that makes some 13 points for a sniper rifle, but at least you've got a bit of options before you get that sniper rifle going. Comms device, sorry, cloaking device, 8 points, 1 victory point, cloaking device. Comms relay, 8 points, 1 victory point, tactician 1, and communications relay, they're both not bad. Fission beamer, 12 points, 1 victory point, range 10, AP 5, heavy. A hollow sight makes it 20 points, but it does make it a bit of a long range sniper rifle. Maybe. Plasma vortex, 18 points. 2 victory points, yeah. Range 4, AP 1, frag 5. Pulse bombard, 12 points, 2 victory points, range 8, indirect 4. Shield generator 12 points, 1 victory point, and shield generator 4 just gives you 4 energy shields when anyone in the same cube as it. Twin arrow rifles 3 points, range 5, rate fire 1, pointless because the bikes already have them. The only reason you have them for the sport drone. Possibly the worst option, to be honest, to give them. So the items: ammo is 2 points, AP ammo is 4, energy shields 2 is 5 points, energy shields 3 is 7 points, energy shields 4 is 9 points, frag grenades 6, hollow sight is 8, med pack is 4, smoke grenade is 3, and stun grenade is 4. So the Asterians are a really good shoot army with a little bit of combat peppered in it. Their weakness is their durability. Most of them have got vulnerable and or no armour. Their survive is mostly set at 5, which at least some of them, including the Black Talons and a lot of the leaders, have got energy shields, which means at least they've got some sort of durability. Really keep them out of combat for most of the case, unless you're running a heavy Kadish army, because they cannot take combat whatsoever. I mean, you've got marionettes fighting on 6s, ciphers fighting on 5s. That being said though, cipher wardens are fighting on 4s, meaning at least you potentially have some good combat, but you don't want to run them into combat. You want them there, use them the same way you use the ciphers, because yes, they're shooting on 4s rather than 3s, but at least they cost less, and when you lose them you won't feel the kick in the teeth as much. So yeah, that's it for the Asterians, and I'll see you again for another video. Goodbye for now.